Hey guys, Steve here, the creator of the channel, the guy responsible for MediaWiz and MC Swigga and Blockbuster Show, Chris T. Ian, Pony Fanboy, etc., etc. And for this year's anniversary, I'm going to be doing a countdown of my favorite videos that I got to do this year. I tried to limit it to at least 2 per series if possible, because some of them do have multiple episodes that I'm really proud of. I do look back on a lot of my videos and I'm pretty satisfied with them. Probably would have done 1 or 2 things a little different, but I think that's how a lot of us content creators are. We're our own worst critics. I'm doing 12 this time because there's 12 months in a year, so I figured that would be appropriate enough. With all that out of the way, this is my top 12 favorite videos of 2022. It was a very popular subject at the beginning of the year, and then about halfway through 2022, the entire market for it crashed. What else can be said but NFTs?
Scalping and selling that on the black market, or else you'll be hearing from our legal team. Go to hell! Invest in our new brand of NFTs, brought to you by Megacorp.
Number 11 spot goes to the first Megacorp video of the year, and this was actually suggested by my fellow reviewer friend, Rowdy, of TV Trash. He suggested an episode of Megacorp going down the streaming service boom, and so I was happy to revisit the title at your streaming service, except this time, instead of from the fanboy fangirl perspective, make it from the business perspective of the Megacorp representatives. So yeah, number 11 goes to Megacorp at your streaming service Premium Max Prime Edition. Such a long title, even I forgot it.
I mean, you guys have MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, CMT, Colors TV. So what? It's called having variety. Besides, we're all under one umbrella. An all-enlightened, powerful overload of content known as Viacom. Owning multiple companies is what Megacorp is all about.
Number 10 is a Sidekicks video, and I'm pretty happy with a lot of the Sidekicks videos that I got to do this year. The Halloween skit with the costume party, all the stuff where they got to talk about movies, like 30s Man talks about Reefer Madness, or Julia Schwartz talks about Click, or Frederic talks about Rush Hour 3. A lot of the Water Critic stuff I really liked, like Cooking with Water Critic, Into the Water Critic verse, Water Critic plays Virtual Boy. But the one I'm going with is actually a follow-up to a video I did last year, and that is more political reviews with Peter Collins and Chris T. Ian, where these guys get to show their lack of knowledge of Warner Brothers, HBO Max, streaming service mergers in general, and of course, Powerpuff Girls.
You guys don't care about changing minds or indulging in conversation. You only want to hate each other and have excuses to call each other names.
It's because of self-serving, snide douchebags like you that we won't get any legitimate progress from either side of things. Not only are you guys blatant hack frauds, I hope you both get Ligma. Spirited Caller, right? I really like doing the Pony Fanboy reviews, but surprisingly, the next spot on the list is going to a Fanboy song parody that I did. And there's a couple of them this year. There was the Hex Girl song parody, the Jump Around by House of Pain parody, but my personal favorite of the Fanboy Fangirl song parodies from this year, Hey Now, You're a Fanboy, parody of All Star by Smash Mouth. Much like the Megacorp episodes this year, I've done a couple Planet Goofball episodes. I really liked Toontonik. I really liked the Fanboy review trilogy for MediaWiz, like the Kim Possible PS2 game, the Powerpuff Super Smash Up comic, and the Teenage Robot Creepypastas. But my personal favorite Fanboy Fangirl Planet Goofball videos from this year, it's actually a two-way tie because they're videos that happen on the exact same day. So yeah, it's a two-way tie between Falling Out and A Crazy Day Out.
Forget this, I'm out of here.
Excuse me? Are you looking at me? Do you get my text? Did I offer lunch? Did you meet me here? And now you three just want to up and leave? I don't think so. Not today. You're getting a free luncheon, so sit down! Later, 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 later!
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Haven't you guys had enough milkshakes?
Hey, we'll tell you when we've had enough.
It was really hard to pick what my favorite Blockbusters episode was this year, and I think my all-time favorite episodes come down to the ones that were the movies I hated watching the most, and there's a couple of those to go around. I mean, Bounty Hunter, Zoolander 2, The Internship, the movie marathons, like the bad horror sequels and remakes and prequels episode, and the movie marathon on live-action cartoon adaptations. And it certainly didn't help that November we were doing 4 Blockbuster videos instead of 3. So there were plenty of options to pick Best Blockbusters episode just based on the worst movies. But me personally, the one Blockbusters episode that is making the list because I had such a blast watching this horrible movie, I'm going to give it to Secret of NIMH 2. The review for that, god-awful movie, but it usually results in some of the most hilarious reviews online, and I'm pretty happy with the way the review for this turned out. This movie was terrible. Eric Idle was always one of my favorite members of Monty Python, and he, even in bad movies, he was usually the best part of them, because he gave every role his all, man. And
I can do as I please. I can change things with ease. Horns or hair or fin or feather. I control the wind and weather. We can rule the world together if you come with me.
my face was pretty much just... That's pretty much how I felt the entire time this song was playing out. Number 6 is going to go to another parody song. Like I said earlier, I'm going to try and limit these to at least 2 spots on the list. And we already had 1 song parody, so this time it had to go to an MC Swigga parody. And I'm pretty happy with a lot of the songs that I did this year. There's definitely a few that I would say are some of my favorites. Kingdom Coom, the wannabe Asian parody of Levitating by Dua Lipa, Hey There Dolomite, the Adam Sandler song, and the final track on the album, what was it? Consumer Advisory Explicit Comedy, the I Can't Decide parody. That's going to get a video next month in January of 2023, so look forward to that. But it was really awesome to get to meet this guy in person. He was really funny, he was really sweet, and I've been following this guy's content for a while. You probably noticed because I've referenced some of his videos earlier on in the year for MediaWiz and stuff like that. But yeah, number 6 is going to a song I've always wanted to parody for a very long time, and that is Berserk by Eminem, the Brandon Rogers song.
Strut, mini flexion nuts and not give a fuck. Do some real wacky mayhem, so dress like a Sam or Kathy or maybe Dino. We're astrological lesbos. Play dumb kids and then he plays the mothers, getting thrown out of a convenience store. Brandon Rogers, Brandon Rogers. Go berserk, troll somebody. Try me, bitch.
Now in the top 5, and I tried branching out for MC Swigga this year. I tried doing a bunch of different types of content, and whatever you want to call these, the more like free-form, unplugged videos, like the Weird Al movie review, the Sonic 2 movie review. The one that was really close to getting this spot on the list was the whole video talking about musical comedies, like when I talked about CB4 and Popstar and Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. I really liked how that video came out because that was one I've always wanted to do. But the one that's getting the number 5 spot on the list is a video I've been meaning to do for years and years, and I finally got around to do it this time. And it's the video that I got to do at Classic Game Junkie. So yes, number 5 on the list is MC Swigga goes to Classic Game Junkie.
Shit, it's Ryan Reynolds. Oh look, we meet once again. Fucking Home Alone 2 on SNES. Jack Fu, classic game. Happy I talked about it. Another classic game. Someone else on this channel talks about this. I Pikachu, achoo, achoo.
Number 4 was tricky. I knew it was either going to be an Assholes React video or a BNN video, and if it wasn't going to the video that's getting the spot on the list, it probably would go to the BNN video talking about the Will Smith slap at the Oscars, because that was a very interesting one to put together. Trying to find a way to have everybody get their say on it, talk about some of the other recent events that happened. Getting to incorporate Megacorp in there at the end of that one. Get to have a green screened Will Smith come out and slap a Disney representative from Megacorp. But I'm going to give it to one that I go back to this one every so often. And I still laugh because the video that was featured in it is so freaking funny. And that is Assholes React to the Kid's Guide to the Internet.
You can go anywhere on the net and access resources from around the corner or to the most remote regions of the world.
Don't like how these children look directly into the camera. It's a little bit scary. What the fuck is up with the way everyone looks in this video? That kid has bags under his eyes. Even his bags have bags. The guy from the KFC training video had more charisma than these kids. What's with these old PSAs and educational tapes that always got the most boring people to present? I mean, my God, they make Water Critic look like Daniel Day-Lewis. Number 3 and number 2 are both Captivating Christian episodes, but I like them both so much. They're pretty much on par with each other, but I am going to put one slightly above the other. But they both hold a very special place in my heart. Number 3 is going to the crossover that I did with Shannon Reviews, where we talked about Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged. This movie was terrible, and I want to give a shout out to Nordy for letting me know this movie existed, because he did a review before we did, and I'm really glad I had not only Shannon but also our friend Catherine with us when we watched the movie, because they know a lot more about Harry Potter than I do. I'm not the world's biggest Harry Potter expert. Closest thing to a Harry Potter video I've done before this was, I think I did a joke Chris rant years ago, and for MediaWiz I did a video talking about My Immortal. But this movie was awful. But I will say, actually watching it with Harry Potter fans who knew way more of the source material than the experts in this documentary, seeing Shannon go, no, what, no, stop, no, that's wrong, no, stop. That was entertaining. And getting to have Shannon explain how full of crap these people were, it made the episode 10 times better. So yeah, number 3 is Captivating Christian, episode 105, featuring Shannon Reviews, Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged.
All through Harry's books, Hermione and others say, concentrate, Harry. If you concentrate hard enough, you can have what you want.
Yes, you see right there, that one infamous tool of witchcraft that no one is brave enough to call out? Concentration.
Ariel, how do you put up with him every week?
Number 2 is going to go to the episode that came right before it. It's the episode that led into that episode, and it's Deception of a Generation. This movie, public access rambly show from the early 80s, whatever you want to call it, featuring two guys circle jerking to the same opinions about how everything that kids are watching is programming them to be materialistic and satanic, and during the whole satanic panic of the 80s, seeing these two ramble on and not have any good arguments and just agree with each other. I agree. And basically pulling the ancient card of, oh, cartoons these days are so much different than they were back in our days. We grew up watching Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Donald Duck and Porky Pig. These kids are growing up with such horrible programming like G.I. Joe and Transformers and My Little Pony. It's like, it was a chore to watch that movie. It really was. That and Pagan Invasion, Halloween, Trick or Treat, probably the worst movies I've sat through for Chris this year. And also throw in Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged. Those movies sucked. And the best thing about this episode was getting to have a plethora of guests show up and help Ariel Black debunk how stupid the people in the video were, along with Chris's stupidity. I just cannot thank the people who cameoed enough. Thank you guys so much for helping respond to the idiocy that was in Deception of a Generation.
Lifting a Sormir and yelling by the power of Grayskull. Now, to understand this, we have to understand what Grayskull is. It is a castle built by unknown hands in the shape of a skull, and there's a demon spirit living within it that manifests in the shape of a skull.
And what happened is aliens dropped off said skull on Earth, which was then unearthed by Okie Dokie Jones, who then handed the skull over to Dan Aykroyd, who then sold it as a popular vodka drink. It all makes perfect sense when you think about it.
Now, number 1 goes to MediaWiz, and there was plenty to pick from. I was pretty happy with a lot of the MediaWiz videos I've done. Some of the bad game reviews, like George of the Jungle on the Wii. Some of the movie reviews I really liked. Like, I really do like how the South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut review came out. Some of the music reviews I really liked, like stuff like Fancy Like and My First Kiss. I like those reviews. Like I said earlier, I really liked the Fanboy review trilogy this year. Yeah, I was really happy with a lot of them. Oh, Ninja Turtles coming out of our shells and getting down in your town. I liked how that one came out. But my choice for number 1 is going to an episode that holds a very special place in my heart. Because it was one where I got to experiment a little bit, got to film on location, got to incorporate some skits at the beginning and end. And it was something that I've been meaning to talk about for a while. I say that a lot. But yeah, I've been wanting to talk about My Little Pony related stuff for MediaWiz. So, because, you know, it's fun to do it for Pony Fanboy, but you know, I've been doing MLP videos ever since the beginning of this channel in 2014, and it was all for MediaWiz. So I wanted to kind of get back to doing that. And I got to do that with some things like Guardians of Pandonia, and I got to revisit Feeling Pinky Keen with Captivating Christian and Pony Fanboy. But number 1, my all-time favorite video from this year is going to go to the My Little Pony Generations issues 1 through 5 review.
Aside from a few nitpicks like that and the overabundance of corny horse puns in the beginning of the comic, the artwork, story, and pacing alone is enough for me to give it a solid recommendation.
This one holds a very special place in my heart. I got to film it on location at Indie PopCon again, which I did the year prior with the MLP Transformers comic review. It was a fun comic to talk about. I really did enjoy it, even though it did kind of suck that you had to wait for any kind of crossover to happen until, like, what, issue 4? Like, that was kind of stupid, but, you know, I thought the story was fun. I liked the characterization. I liked some of the new characters, especially the villains. They were pretty entertaining.
Open up a portal and sit their smooze ponies down, or as they call them, smonies. Yes, really. Their plan involves destroying their town by turning ponies against each other. Okay, so like what Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy Glow did in the Season 9 2-part finale? Yeah, because that worked so well for them, didn't it? What with being turned into stone and all.
And I liked incorporating MediaWiz, FutureWiz, and Pony Fanboy, like all kind of interacting and hanging out. And a lot of people really liked this part of the video, and I do too. Finally getting to see Pony Fangirl in live action, that was cool. I really liked how that was how the video ended. And a lot of people said, like, oh, that ending was so sweet. And I'm glad to see that people liked it too.
Hiya.
Oh, hi.
Ooh, what you reading?
Oh, the My Little Pony manga omnibus.
Is it any good?
Yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Well, that's good to hear.
Are you a fan of My Little Pony?
Yep, I'm like a sister. You could say I'm a fangirl.
Oh, Pony fangirl? As in Penny?
Yep.
Yay!
So yeah, that's my list for top 12 best videos of the year. Like I've said before in some of the other videos that came out this week, I'm going to be taking a week break, and when 2023 starts, you can expect plenty more. You can expect more MediaWiz reviews and commentaries and vlogs, and I'm going to try and do more MediaWiz rants, because I haven't done them in forever and a half. Blockbuster show, expect more reviews on bad movies, as well as talking about some underrated movies or so bad they're good movies, as well as some other stuff like some anime reviews and maybe some video game reviews along the way. Expect more of Chris interjecting his stupid political and religious commentary in his videos. more MC Swigga songs and parodies and videos like Assholes React and Bias News Network and some free-formed, you know, unscripted Swigga stuff. The sidekicks will continue to do whatever they do. The fanboys and fangirls will continue to be nerdy and enjoy all their respective franchises, so expect more of that. Pony Fanboy reviews will continue on, and you know, maybe expect some more songs from those characters. Megacorp will obviously continue on. I got plenty more I want to do with that. And this is the best part: if you want to, you know, maybe give some suggestions, maybe some recommendations, you know, feel free to leave them in not only the comments but also the little questionnaire that'll be linked in the description. I'll also try to link it in a community post. But that way you can help, that way you can see content that you might want to see next year along with other things. I got plenty of suggestions already jotted down, but just in case you want to throw in some suggestions for next year as well, you can do it that way. So until then, guys, I'm Steve. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you next year.